Hello, this is going to be a quick look at the very first release candidate of Cocoon 2.1 with what I think is a groundbreaking new feature. Let's get started. So this is a first look at Cocoon 2.1, their first release candidate. So this is only currently available to supporters of the Ko-Fi who are in that Discord. So if this is something that appeals to you, I advise sign up to their Ko-Fi. I think it's $5 a month, or if you're in the UK, it's about £3 something off the top of my head. So far, it's been worth every penny, and it gets you access to these early releases, and also it's the best way to provide feedback and log bugs and help make Cocoon the best it can possibly be. So, enough of me rambling. Firstly, we're going to take a look at possibly the biggest feature of this update, and that is SilkPod. So if I press start, you'll see on our appearance screen, we now have this link to SilkPod. So as it says there, SilkPod is a way to browse and download community themes. So they've started integrating themes into Cocoon. For those of you who use the 2.0 or are currently using 2.0, you'll know that you have to go to Discord and scroll through loads of messages and try and find the good themes. And there's tags, but it's not the most efficient way of downloading themes. Not when you consider something like ESDE, which has a built-in theme browser. This is a built-in theme browser, and it makes it anything that makes me spend less time on Discord is a positive. So let's load up SilkPod. So when you load it up to start with, we'll have just some featured themes. I believe the current way themes are uploaded is, I think there's a submission website. If you go through the Discord, you'll see a link. You have to upload them. They have to be approved. And then I don't know if it's an automatic thing that happens or they're loaded into the app manually. Again, this is only the first release candidate, so all of this could change. So we'll just see here, there's a nice little carousel of some featured themes. If we press our down on our analog stick, we can see a few more. So we've got all sorts of these. You can see some of these are tagged as featured. There's also some that didn't make the cut for featured, so maybe next time. There's also how many downloads they had, how many likes they've received. This, at time of recording, only released about 90 minutes ago. So I expect to see these very, very quickly shoot up in terms of numbers. So it's very simple to use. So at the top, you can sort by popular or new. Obviously, there's only so many themes in here as a start, but as this grows, and if there's any theme developers out here who aren't yet contributing, then this is a great platform for you to get involved. And I'm not like artistically minded in that sense. You've seen my thumbnails. So this is a great way to help contribute to that project as well. So there's also recently updated. I don't know if the updates are handled automatically or if there's plans to. Obviously, this is a brand new quick look, so it's too early to say. So all you need to do is we'll go into a theme. I've already installed this Animal Crossing one, but you can see here that you get a nice little preview of what it contains. If we, can I scroll? Yeah, so you can scroll on the right side, we can see what features. If you saw my Cocoon 2.0 video, you'll know that the themes are modular. So what that means is if you like some aspects of a theme, but not all of them, or you want to kind of mix and match aspects from different themes, then you just pick and choose the ones you want. It's modular. You don't have to install everything if you don't want everything. So we've got the Animal Crossing one. We've got this Cocoonix one, which I have tried before, but we'll get the built-in version. That's all you need to do is just select it and press A, and you'll see this theme. This theme here is quite chunky. It's 230 megabytes, but it seems to be downloading quite quick. Doesn't take much longer, hopefully. So this is probably one of the earliest themes I saw on that Discord. So once it's installed, we can test this one out as well. I think if I go back, does it continue? Yep, so it's still installing in the background. So we'll have a look at a few more. So we've got the ESU interpreted icons there, very nice, I believe, yeah. So these are just the smart folder assets. So like I said, this is modular. So this one says it's still installing. I believe that's referring to the Cocoon one. There we go. So that took a moment, but like I said, it's a beefy theme. And already you can see since I clicked on that, there's been 69 downloads. Nice. And 6 likes. I don't know how to actually like a theme. How do I... Do I press and hold on it, or do I press... This could be me being a muppet. Is there a like button? I don't know. Smarter people than I could figure it out. So there's all sorts here. There's a lot of, like, I've seen a few Hatsune Miku ones. Not gonna lie, I don't really know what Hatsune Miku is. See her a lot all over the place. I haven't a clue. I don't really follow anime. Not a big anime guy. I liked Akira. That was cool. So there's absolutely all sorts. So once they're downloaded, we'll back out. And then we'll go to our theme menu. So you can see here, the Animal Crossing one I downloaded before I started the video, and we've got the Cocoon one. So first, we'll have a quick look at the Animal Crossing one. So we can go into this. You can see there which assets it contains. And then if you want to fully load the theme, you can replace it, and this will become your permanent theme. Just for the sake of the video, I'm just going to append the theme, which will apply it actively. So there we go. So, oh my god. Just got to turn that background music down a bit because that scared the living pants off me. So we can see here, it's quite loud background music. So I've mentioned before, I'm not the massive fan of background music because I find it a bit annoying. And the only background music anyone should ever have is the Wii Shop music. So bring that back, use it in all your themes. So once it's installed, if we go back, we can see the colours have changed, the sounds have changed. Even if I'm going to mute the background music because it's kind of annoying. We'll turn it right down at least. So they do that every time. So if I scroll, you'll hear that the navigation sounds have changed. So these themes, you can customize every part of ESU. You'll also notice if I flip the screens, so it's automatically applied to these smart folder assets. No love for arcade, Dreamcast, or the Game Gear, unfortunately, yet. So theme developers, make sure you try and get every system. But obviously, these themes have just launched, so I imagine that over time, this is something that will be added in. We can also see on our top, we've got some custom overlays for the heroes in the systems, which are quite nice. There's also a nice little custom background. If we open up a folder, so we can see we've got the nice background there. We've got the marquee, which is your game logo. We've also got the hero in the background. I don't know if the hero has been updated slightly because it doesn't look as stark as it used to. So I believe there has been some animation fixes as well and things like that as part of this update. There's also one of the other fixes is there's supposed to have been some updates with regards to retro achievement hashing. However, I've still noticed, so if I go to PS1, it's a lot easier to see with these smart assets. So the games that have achievements, they're all there. You can see in the bottom right of that top screen, if I press my select button, we get the detail of those for a bit. And also if I tap on... Sorry if I... Yeah, what am I doing? So yeah, if you tap on the thing and then press start, you can view the achievements list. I need to play Broken Sword 2 again. So again, some of these overlays aren't the best for using with this type of box art. So you could potentially just not use them. You could pick everything else from the theme because they are modular, which is great. So going back to the retro achievement hashing, I noticed that, so this is a fresh install. The only thing I did a full wipe. I linked the assets to my ESDE folder, which I covered as part of the 2.0 update. That ESDE integration is massive and it's very quick and it's brilliant. However, so I downloaded some new games yesterday. I legally ripped some new games yesterday. So those ones I did, for example, Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2, it has successfully hashed them. But the ones I already had installed, even though this is a fresh install of Cocoon, they haven't updated. So Dark Watch has them. So these are all games that I added yesterday. So I'm not sure what's kind of gone on there. I don't know if it's due to the fact that they're linked from ESDE. I did a full, so in our scraping menu, I did a full scrape across. I forced it to do all, and it still failed on the majority of those PS2 games, and I think the arcade games as well. However, with arcade games, because of the way they're named, they have these weird little code names. It's a little bit harder to hash, I imagine. So again, this is only a very early release candidate, so these kind of things will be improved in future updates. There'll be multiple iterations of release candidates before it becomes eligible for public release, or until Moth's happy with it and decides that this is a version that he can push to the public. But like I said earlier, if this is something you think I need to get my hands on this immediately, sign up to their Ko-Fi. I'll pop a link in the description. Chuck them a few quid. It's worth every penny. It's great front end. It's only getting better. As always, if you like this video, I'd appreciate a like or a subscribe. Tell your friends, and I'll see you next time.